Welcome YouTube and welcome to just another drop in the bucket. Today we are going to have the last purchases from my Orlando Pen Show visit from Lighthouse Paper Co. down in Melbourne, Florida. Yet another local vendor. Join me on the other camera as we review a couple of Traveler's Notebook, the full size. I have the Tokyo and the Camel editions. Welcome back YouTube. This is my desk where I review everything, my face down camera, and today we have the Tokyo edition and the Camel edition full size Traveler's Notebooks. Now for a little bit about the Tokyo one, this is the more elaborate one of the two. You see you have some Paris ones, a ring, possibly a cloud, different things Tokyo related, and then once again lots of more embellishment on it, things that you find in Tokyo. This is really and truly meant to find places and different things in Tokyo and write about it. However, I'll be using it as just kind of like a thoughts journal and a place to put general information I'm going to be using all the time. The paper within it is kind of this plain white paper. Alright, and back once again, we have this plain white paper that you're just meant to kind of sketch and draw on, more of a free-form page than an actual lined paper, less of a journal and more of just thoughts, sketches, whatever floats your fancy in the moment. So very free-form for when you're out on the road, that way you don't have to worry about writing inside of lines. Now, how does this paper perform? Because this is their general paper regardless of whether you have it line dotted, etc. Well, I've taken the time to write out a few lines for you. So from the top we have this kind of a couple inks that came with my glass pen here, and it's just kind of a basic display of a heavy sheening slash glittered ink. But in general, it does act like pretty good ink. If something's going to go awry, you'll see it pretty quickly with this. If it goes awry with the dipping ink, then other inks are going to start acting up as well. So pretty heavily handed on the purple ink. My pen was loaded up quite well. No feathering or anything like that. So overall pretty good. The sparkle is coming out nicely already. So I was able to hold up and then the sparkle was able to come through. Same thing on the yellow goldenrod look. My Lamy blue, which is just kind of like a plainer blue, it wrote kind of its nice medium color. This was kind of a little incident I had up here to start with. I had a little bit too much ink on it and it pulled off right there in the beginning. I had to dab at it with a paper towel. Diamine Red Dragon came out nicely. Starts off a little bit wetter in the beginning and it got a little bit thinner, and so you'll see normal pens it's going to come out nicely. I had managed the control level of the rest of the inks after that. I had the Endless Alchemy Peach, which was a fairly good display of the peach color. It is not red. Noted you could see the difference between the Red Dragon and the Alchemy Peach. They are in fact, I could see it on the camera, it's not quite as pronounced, but the peach is very light and the Red Dragon is very dark. So in case you were wondering if this is the red of Endless Alchemy, it is not. It is the new second edition peach. Here we have, I've bumped up to the TWSBI Bold Nibs. I believe the Mystic Forest was in the 580. Endless Mystic Forest Alchemy ink came out very nicely. The Endless TWSBI Candy C was in a 780, I believe. And then I have the Congirl Self-Named, which is another heavy shimmer ink. That's the word I was looking for earlier. Shimmer. The shimmer and the Congirls coming out despite also being in another medium nib. That was in our 700 Iris, which has a nice smooth writing nib, but is on the finer side of things. Here I have my Ultimate Dragon ink, which is like 5 shades of red with different amounts of shimmer and shade to it. This was also with a bent nib, so absolutely writing with the most ink I could possibly write with on a single nib at one point in time. It even held up to that, so that is impressive. Here we have the 1864 blue black from Diamine. This was written with an actual pen. I had it on my 1.1 stub from one of my Moonmans. Below it I have the 2 minutes till midnight. That has previously been a tougher ink to get to perform well, but it did perform well on this paper. My Brun Sepia, one of my favorite coffee inks now, came out very well. That's the brown that you see right here. Just below that, we're getting into some of the more advanced inks now. We have the Octopus ink Dragon. You could see it has some coloring and shading here. It looks like when I closed the notebook for a minute earlier, it actually smudged the bottom, so it had not quite dried yet. That's unfortunate. Some general information, which is kind of harder to find about this paper. It's plain white. It is 80 GSM paper. That is on the thinner side of paper, but it is a premium weight. They call this premium MD white paper. They do claim it has some ghosting, which I will show you on the other side, but it does not bleed through, which is very important. And it also doesn't feather that much. As you could see, all these inks did not feather out. So that was very good. The size of this paper, I believe they called it 110 by 210 millimeters. And Freedom units, we have 4.5 inches by 8.5 inches. Freedom units, people. Now, on the back, this is what people like to see. It is visible through the other side, so you're likely going to be writing single-sided. It is possible to write on the other side if you were writing with a fine or medium and you didn't lay on a lot of ink. So it is possible, but likely you'll be writing on one-sided. These are 60-page refills, and they are fairly cheap. You could buy them in 3-packs, and they just come in elastics. So that is the good news about writing with Traveler's Notebook. Easy to replace refills. Things are not sewn in, glued in, etc. So you just take out the refill, put another one in, and on the way you go. You do have some areas for stamps or stickers and writing notes about the different areas to eat or drink or travel to. Some different stuff that it does come with. So this is kind of the paper information that it comes with. We have here the Tokyo edition one. The one for the camel edition is very similar. Comes with a cotton bag, which I'll show you in just a second. The leather cover is made by hand in Taiwan. It is hand colored. It is not overly, it is not chrome dyed. It is kind of hand dyed, so it's subject to pretty much just having basic leather grade flaws and colors and different things to it. It does come with an extra rubber band. The Tokyo edition specifically came with an extra red, so that's pretty cool. Give a little bit of pop to the black. And I did take off a black extra rubber band from the paper cover that it starts in. I mentioned this is the full size. Being that most of the writing is not in English, only about half of it, and that is not very specific, it's hard to see what size notebook you're buying, but this is the full size. They do make smaller ones, and I believe these to be blotting pages that they come with, at least in this particular edition. So, shame on me, I should have blotted my page and it would not have smudged in there, but it did. And fortunately, I had the foresight to put it all on the back, so good on me. This is the bag that it comes with. I'll probably be putting it back in it to avoid excessive scratches and just to have a little bit of something extra to display it in to start with. The rubber band comes starting on the back of it, and you just loop it around. It does attach to the back, so you won't lose it right there, and you just loop it around the front side. Now, just as a quick review, this is maybe what some of their more normal leather looks like. There's not a lot of extra to display. This is once again the plain white paper. Our refills will probably get in either dot, grid, or line, some such. It has a cardboard backing to make it something that you can write on that isn't super soft, because the leather is very subtle and very soft and pleasant to hold, natural colored. And that is it for the rest of what we had in the Orlando Pen Show and our purchases. We had an absolute ball there. I was there on the last day, Saturday. Some of the vendors had some of our things sold out, so we missed out on a few things, but overall we had an absolutely amazing time. Hopefully we'll see more of you there next time. Maybe we'll go on Friday and see twice as many. Can't wait to see everyone there next year. So far, I'm enjoying all of my purchases, and once again, thanks to Lighthouse Paper Co. from Melbourne, Florida, for having these notebooks out where I could enjoy them. See ya!